Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz November 24, 2017 at 7:43 p.m. Birmingham. And I want to bring up a couple things that I did not mention earlier, and I didn't have time to squeeze it in. But one, I just couldn't get the word out. When the majority of a group of people that belongs to a body, like Christians in this country, need no lobbyist. We don't need it. Other people who want, say, cigarette manufacturers, Marlboro or Camel, they want certain things done that'll cause the government to back off of them. They get lobbyists. In automobile dealerships, tire manufacturers, batteries, belts, hoses, TBA, people who want to pass a law that you don't like get lobbyists. So you have these people that are paying high dollars to squeeze in a single number, like a number 44 on this bill. Do you want to limit the federal government powers in your state? If you want that, then check this box. But there's 322 other smaller amendments in that, and 300 of them may be against you. And that's where lobbyists fit and come into some of these places. They sneak little things in, like the government wants to take $100 billion and use it for this, but in there, they agreed they're going to pay for all of Obama's cigarettes the rest of his life. And just BS. The ruling party in the United States, really the majority, are the Christian people, the religious Christian people. We don't need a lobbyist. And if the government tells us something, we can tell them no, period. And they have no right to proceed. Even at trickery, trying to slip in a bill on a small one to them, to us, because we're passing a much larger one somewhere else. I want you to think about something. We, the states, created the federal government. A small body of each state would give up one or two representatives to be part of that body. And it would make the job a little bit easier. These representatives would take the needs of each state and the desires and the policies and represent them. And as a whole, these people would come up and say, okay, then let's go back to the states and see who wants to pass these laws. But as far as the Constitution, none of them, whether federal or whether states, have the right to ever change the Constitution as it was written. No one can do that. It's written that you cannot do it. You can't change it. But this is what Obama has been trying to do for a long time. This is what other presidents have tried to do, is reword the Constitution so they can step on your butt. Let me tell you something about California. California's a mess. And then when you hear the states or the federal government say, you know, we're going to limit the money we give you because you have these places where you protect illegals that came across the borders. And there's also people there that's trying to pass Steinley's law about an illegal that's been deported 3 times. Back on the 4th or 5th time, he shoots his girl. Well, now California is providing safe haven for them, sanctuaries for them. Well, let me tell you a little bit about that. California has that right. But does the majority of the people in California go with that? And if the federal government tells California, we're going to stop funding to you, California can tell the federal government, then we'll take our part that we vested in you and we'll just disconnect from you and not be part of those that you step on every day. They can do that. Texas, in the past, they have said, if you keep screwing with us, we're going to remove ourselves from this nation. We'll succeed and get out of it, and you leave us alone and you stay out of us, our state, and we'll stay out of yours. They can do that. Alabama can take itself out of the United States. Every state can do that. In fact, every state should step up and get 2 representatives per state and discuss it, have forums, city halls around the country, and decide, you know what, let's relimit the federal government. Let's knock it down by about 90%. And we would still work fine. And you would have a whole lot more money in your pocket. So keep those things in mind. We formed the federal government. Our ancestors came here to escape the federal government in France and in England. They came here to escape that. And what is it that they did just a year ago? Succeed? They kind of took themselves out. Well, that shook up the country. Stock market crashed over in Europe. We can do the same here, state by state. Until there's no federal government, there's nobody for them to regulate anymore. You get where I'm going with this. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen because people are grown too dependent upon other people kind of handling their affairs so that they won't have to do it. And by doing that, by letting them handle our affairs, they don't handle our affairs in the way that's good for us. They do it in a way that's good for them. Gives them more, gives them much better health care, gives them a very high salary that you can't have. So they charge you a fortune to handle your affairs. We should stop that. Of all the presidents that I know of, Trump's the first that said, I don't need your salary. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to make you money. And he's the only man that's doing it. And what is it? Obama stepped up, said, how can he do it? How? Puffing on that cigarette like a damn coal-fired train. Trump's going to bring industry back to this country. Well, Obama sent it out. And Obama said, how's he going to do that? How's he going to create more jobs? Well, you know what? Trump has already created more jobs in the first 90 days than Obama did in 8 years. In the second 90 days, he's tripled the number of jobs that Obama did. And up to now, he's done 10 times more jobs than Obama did his whole 8 years. And then Obama still have the nerve to ask, how can he do that? He can't do that. He's not a magician. No, he's not. He's not a dummy, though. He's a smart man. You, Obama, are the dummy. You're the one that couldn't do it. You don't know how to do it. You should not have been here. So all those people that put you in, they're going by the wayside. For now, we're going to prosper under our President Donald Trump because he is placed by divine appointment. Keep that in mind. Prayer got Trump here, and God saw that we needed some help. He heard the prayers, and he answered those prayers, and he appointed Donald Trump to do the job because he was the smartest man that could do it and the best man that would do it. Jody Wolf Expoz.